In a world where life is a never-ending documentary, one man sought to narrate it all and bring everything we know and love to life. The man that marched the Penguins, drove Miss Daisy, and found redemption from Shawshank. That man is none other than Morgan Freeman. Known as the god of narration in all cinema, Freeman is defined as God in the Urban Dictionary. Coincidence? I think not.
And get your reaction. Have you seen these?
No, I haven't seen these.
Okay, so this one.
My name is Morgan Freeman, and you're reading this with my voice?
Born in Memphis, Tennessee, and raised in Mississippi, Morgan Freeman was the youngest of 5 in a low-income family that faced constant challenges that arose from the Jim Crow laws in the South. With his mother looking for work and an alcoholic father, Freeman spent most of his childhood being raised by his grandmother. Both his mother and grandmother taught at the only school in Mississippi that was dedicated to the education of black women.
Morgan Freeman.
Okay, what I like about Morgan Freeman is how he started, and he's never forgetting his start, and he's always giving back to where he started, and his town and his family, and he's always involved in the community and giving to charity.
Like most young people today, as a child, Morgan Freeman was infatuated with the movies. In an interview with People magazine, Freeman said that when he was a kid, it cost 12 cents to go to the movies, and ended up spending a good majority of his time scraping together enough money to go to the cinema. It was here that he fell in love with 2 things: flying and acting. His acting hobby flourished in junior high when he was trying to get a girl's attention and ended up landing him many scholarships. However, Freeman was more interested in taking to the skies and joining the U.S. Air Force rather than pursuing acting. After discovering flying wasn't for him, Freeman left the Air Force and decided to move to Hollywood to pursue a career in acting. Initially, he struggled, working many day jobs and doing night auditions, but finally in 1967, the year he got married, he had his big break with a Broadway production named Hello, Dolly. By performing in various stage productions, these roles led him to his first film role, Driving Miss Daisy, and from there, as we all know, Freeman's career in film took off and the rest was history.
Now, Miss Daisy, you needs a chauffeur. Lord knows I needs a job, so why don't we just leave it like that? For the second time in my life, I'm guilty of committing a crime. Parole violation. Of course, I doubt they'll toss up any roadblocks for that. Not for an old crook like me. Fort Hancock, Texas, please. There is a mysterious ritual that dates back thousands of years. No living creature has survived it, except the penguin.
Shh, listen. His voice. The heavenly sounding voice.
About Morgan Freeman.
I think what I like most about Morgan Freeman is his super deep voice. Many people refer to it as the golden voice. I feel like his voice, I don't know, in the book it refers to deep, lower voices like that as mature, sexier, people that we'd want to listen to, which is totally true about him, because every time I listen to him, it's kind of like I'm talking to my grandfather, who's a similar, voice to Morgan Freeman's. So every time, I listen to Morgan Freeman, I kind of feel like I'm having a conversation with my grandfather. Another thing I enjoy about him is his outspokenness on political topics. And I feel like I can relate to him on a lot of issues.
Freeman's voice resonates with his audience and brings all of his roles and documentaries to life. People consistently perceive low-pitched voices in men as stronger, so it's not surprising that Freeman's velvet voice is used for a lot of voiceover work.
To improve the sound of your voice, yawn a lot.
Yawn a lot?
Yawn a lot. Yeah.
Why? Tell me why.
It relaxes your throat muscles. It relaxes your vocal cords. And as soon as they relax, the tone drops. The lower your voice is, the better you sound.
So if I yawned a lot,
yes,
I might start sounding like Morgan Freeman.
No, but you would certainly
It is helium.
It's very undignified.
No. I think your voice sounds great. It's not undignified.
Some people just have voices like this, so you're actually making fun of those people. See? I told you. I want to thank you so much for being on the show, and please, would you ever like to come back?
I'm never coming back.
Morgan Freeman!
From despite of his voice, I love the way that he views on life, because he has so much knowledge from his TV shows where he travels everywhere, and no one else has more knowledge than probably he does.
Often known and seen for portraying God, Morgan Freeman actually believes that man invented God. However, this doesn't mean he's atheist. The man famous for making his godly voice present and portraying God in Bruce Almighty, and the narrator for so many documentaries could only mean one thing. Morgan Freeman is God. A God that exists in the mind, rather than the universe.
But Morgan Freeman is in this.
No, that's the voice of God, baby.
Who are you?
I'm God.
Morgan Freeman was born in 1937. He narrated his own birth, saying, "Leaving the warm comfort of his mother's womb, I, Morgan Freeman, enter the world. Soon I will make my first poop, one of many in the life of Morgan Freeman." The first time that Morgan Freeman saw himself crying in the mirror, he became old, and he remained that way his whole life. From then on, every time that Morgan Freeman cried, it rained. In heaven. When Morgan Freeman makes a documentary film, he narrates it first, and then nature makes it so. The only reason that the sun rises each day is because Morgan Freeman narrated that sunrise in his dreams the night before. The only reason that you're alive right now is because Morgan Freeman is narrating your life, as he does for billions and billions of others, each day. And when you have a bout of diarrhea, Morgan Freeman narrates it so that you appear noble, at the mercy of nature, and a taco. Morgan Freeman goes through 4 or 5 microphones a day because his voice turns them into bars of gold, which he uses to fund his quest to create a real Santa Claus. Morgan Freeman cannot be cloned because that would require unicorn tears. Morgan Freeman doesn't have sex. When he smiles, a baby simply appears in a field full of kittens. Earthquakes are merely Mother Nature having an orgasm when she listens to March of the Penguins. Penguins didn't exist until Morgan Freeman made that movie. He's that good. If you're having a rough day, think about Morgan Freeman, because he's certainly thinking about you. Morgan Freeman, Morgan Freeman, Morgan Freeman. Morgan Freeman, Morgan Freeman, Morgan Freeman. Morgan Freeman.
Morgan Freeman.
Morgan Freeman.
Morgan.
One more time.
Morgan Freeman.
Just one more.
Morgan Freeman.